Hey guys, Carla from Body Pep Talk here. I know it's been a while since I made a video for you, but I just came back from holidays and I thought like, well, now it is time to get back on track, because when you're on holidays, you usually indulge yourself. You eat a little bit more of the things that it's not exactly very good for you, but you do it because it's easy, because it's there, and sometimes just because you want to. And now I'm back home and I find that, okay, it's time to put the diet back on track. And I thought that since I'm doing this for myself, it might be useful to give you guys some tips of how I do it for me. So the first thing is that I don't believe in deprivation. Okay, I don't find that it's helpful when I cut lots of things from my diet, and most of it is because I become a crazy bitch. Yeah, it is whenever I start avoiding certain things, and I mean, I put a big label, say no, I can't have that. That's when I crave them the most. And what happens is that I can't control myself. Usually I can use willpower when I'm feeling centered and I'm feeling calm and collected. But when I am stressed or there's too much going on in my life, I can't use willpower. So I end up throwing away all the rules that I created. So what I do instead is I practice moderation. And I know that moderation is a very broad term, yeah? So what exactly I mean by that is that I do a little bit of planning on what are the foods that I'm gonna keep in my home, because those are the ones that will be my go-to, yeah? And if I really, really want something that I know it's not as good for me as other foods, what I do is I control the portion of it, okay? So the most useful aspect of any get on track deal is to do some planning. And I have 3 basic rules for when I start planning something. So the first thing is do what works for myself, okay? Not what other people are doing or what I believe I should be doing, but what actually works for me and my lifestyle, with the times that I have and the days that I know that I'm gonna be busier, so I need something easier on those days. And I try to do my best to take all those things in consideration before I decide on what I'm gonna do for a particular day. Then the second rule is I go for good rather than perfect. Why? Because every time that I try to be perfect, that I try to follow a plan that is very rigid, what happens is that if I can't follow it through, or if there's something that throws me out of it for whatever reason, something that was unplanned, I feel very frustrated. And usually when those moments of frustration are the ones that you go and say, you know what, I don't care, I'll just do whatever I want. So to avoid that, I usually ask myself, okay, what is the better option here? Okay, if I need to go out and it wasn't planned, I had my meal plan at home, but I need to go out, eat out for whatever reason, I usually look okay, from this menu, what is the better option here? And then my third rule is I plan it in small chunks, because every time that I try to plan for a long period of time, I will get overwhelmed by like, oh, I don't know what is going to happen this day, and then if this happen, what is going to do, what is going to happen. So I go and I create my plans in small chunks. So how exactly do I do it? So the first thing is planning. Okay, how many days am I planning on? So what I usually do is like I look into my week and I see like when is the next day that I will be able to go to the supermarket. Okay, so for instance, today is Sunday, and I know that Wednesday I could go to the supermarket again. So I will plan from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday lunchtime probably. And then I'll do a next shop. Okay, again, as I said, I am working towards what works for me. I know my schedule, I know what is going to happen throughout the week, so I know which days I can do my shopping. Then I go, okay, what are the meals that I am going to plan for on this shop? Okay, so for instance, I have breakfast. Okay, so what am I gonna have for breakfast? Usually I'm gonna have something easy and something that I can repeat. I usually don't mind repeating, especially because on my lifestyle I wake up at 4, so I know that I need something that is gonna be like fairly bland and it's gonna sit on my stomach well at like 4:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning. Yeah, so I usually plan based on that. Then I know that between breakfast and lunch I'm gonna have like a big space, so I will probably need an occasional snack there. But because it's the time that I'm at work, and since I am a personal trainer, it's not as if I can simply start eating in the middle of my training sessions, right? So what I do is like, okay, I need something that is easy that I can grab in between my clients, and that was usually like a serving of nuts or some easy fruit, protein shake if it's after a workout session, or even a boiled egg, something like very simple and very easy. Yeah. And then at lunch, well, I arrive home after my training sessions about like 1:30, 2 p.m. and I know that by that time I am starved, so I need something that is easy to prepare and ready to go. Cannot be something that requires much cooking, because otherwise I won't do it. So I will think about, okay, what are ready-made salads that I can buy that I can have ready to go, is just mix and then put some sort of a protein. And I have my go-to proteins. Sometimes I get smoked salmon or falafel or smoked chicken, like things like that that I can have at home and I can just throw on top of a salad. Yeah. Another thing that I like having in the fridge is some sort of a whole grain previously cooked, like a black rice or a quinoa, or like a bulgur or whatever. Like I cook it and then I throw in my salad just to give that warmth of carbs that I know I need. And then I plan for my dinners, and on dinners usually that's the time that I spend with my hubby, and I like that to be our main meal. And I plan to have a variety of meals, and I want it to be tasty and somewhat exciting, not something that like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have this again. So that's what I do because it works for my lifestyle. But if you prefer something easy for dinner, by all means, like go and do it. So I usually plan different proteins for each day. And I know, for instance, that Tuesday for me is a late night because I'm gonna arrive home like about 7:30ish, and like I don't want to have something that is very hard to cook. So I go and I choose something fairly easy on that day, right? And then the last thing that I plan is like, what is gonna be my treat? Because you know what? I will want a treat. And if I don't plan anything, I will like eat the house off. So what I do is I look for some sort of a healthy recipe that I know that it's gonna be satisfying but also healthy, and I will have that planned on my grocery shop as well. Okay, well, I hope that helped you to have some ideas on how to get back on track, and I will see you next time.